Hello, joining you today will be NTSB Vice-Chairman Alvin Brown and Investigator in Charge Kenny Bragg, and that's B-R-A-G-G.
I'm Alvin Brown, Vice Chairman of the National Transportation Safety Board, or NTSB. As we reported last night, investigators from the NTSB arrived Friday in Austin and began the on-scene investigation of a fatal multi-vehicle collision on I-35 that occurred on Thursday. Before I tell you about our investigation process to date, I want to once again give my condolences to the families who lost loved ones and the friends who lost loved ones and those who were injured in this tragic crash. It is the mission of the NTSB to ensure the safety of the traveling public. I'm sorry to say that while we've made progress in the safety of aviation, rail, and marine, highway safety has not seen the same gains. Over 40,000 people die on our highways every year, and that's unacceptable. They're more than just the statistics. They're our mothers and our fathers and our friends. They're our co-workers. We have an obligation to do better. The NTSB recommendation for highway safety focus on the fact that we all have a role to play in making highways safer for everybody, from regulators to vehicle manufacturers to road designers to road users. We all need to work together to reduce the risk and injury or death. It takes all of us working together to improve safety in this country. No one can do it alone. We need everyone to be engaged in this process. The NTSB has put together a multidisciplinary team to investigate every aspect of this crash. The team, led by Investigator in Charge Kenny Bragg, a senior highway safety investigator, has made progress in a number of areas. I will turn it over to him now to give you more details. Kenny.
Thank you, Vice Chair Brown. Today, we were able to document the scene using an unmanned aerial system. It allows us to rapidly document the scenes with the 3D mapping and to get a full scope of the sequence of events. Since the crash occurred on I-35, it allows investigators to capture this documentation with minimal disruption to the public. We know that the crash occurred in a temporary work zone inside the highway expansion project on I-35. The overnight lane closure was scheduled to occur from 9 p.m. until 3 a.m. The work started at milepost 245, reducing 3 lanes into 1. At the time of the crash, a traffic here started to queue. The crash occurred at milepost 245.4. According to the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, the truck that initiated the crash sequence was registered to for hire carrier ZBN Transport LLC out of Dallas, Texas. In the coming days, the team will continue to document this temporary work zone, conduct a detailed mechanical inspection of the striking truck, and collect further information from witnesses. We'll also be looking into the truck driver's employment history as a commercial driver, his entire driving history to include crash history and traffic violations, as well as his medical history for factors that may have influenced his driving. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Vice Chairman Brown.
As the schedule ongoing forward, our investigation is ongoing. We are working closely with our partners to gather factual information to expedite our on-scene activities. The party to the investigation are Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, Texas Department of Transportation, and Austin Police Department. We expect to be on the scene for about 7 or 10 days. but we're here as long as it takes. Although we've made good progress today, I want to emphasize it is still early in our investigation phase. Our objective is to find out what happened and why it happened so that we can make recommendations to ensure that it doesn't happen again. Let me reiterate, too, we do not determine the probable cause of the crash while we're here on the scene. We also do not speculate about what have caused this crash. This will be our last and final press briefing in Austin. Our next update is expected to be within the next 30 days. It will be available on our website at ntsb.gov, and we will share it to our X account at NTSB_newsroom. The preliminary report will have a summary of the facts to date, the probable cause, any contributing factors, and our recommendation will be in a final report in about 12 to 24 months. I will now take a few questions. To ask a question, please raise your hand, state your name, and identify your affiliate.
I'm Isabel Vasco with KVU. It's the ABC in Austin. I know that you can't really say anything more about the probable cause while you're investigating, but you did mention earlier about the importance that all of us play in this ecosystem when it comes to managing highway safety. Just whatever you can share based on what you have noticed or observed about what we saw in this tragedy. What part do you think all of us here as Austinites or anyone that takes these important corridors, just based on what you've seen, what part, how do we need to be even more vigilant when we're on the roadways?
The question is, what role can we all play in safety? What part can we take in this role, since I've stated that we all have a part? And I think safety is our number one priority as the NTSB. So at the end of the day, we have to be responsible for each other. For example, one of the things we want to make sure people are involved in is don't speed, no drinking and driving, be aware of your surroundings, follow the law, don't run a red light. So those are basic things, but there are many more things. We focus on every area when it comes to transportation, not just highway, but rail, also aviation. But it takes all of us working together. Kenny, would you want to add to that in terms of safety?
Thank you. I think sometimes that things that we do every day, we tend to lose sight of the importance, but driving is an immense responsibility. So we encourage everyone to think about what they're doing, take their time, and develop good, safe driving habits.
Is there anything you think could be better about I-35 in terms of driving credibility there?
Well, that's what this investigation is all about. They're doing an investigation, they're focusing on it, and I'm sure that's going to be a part of it. You would like to add to that, Ken?
Grace Reader with the NBC affiliate here in Austin. You said unmanned aerial system. Does that mean drone?
Yes.
And then also you said that the company, the trunking company, was based out of Dallas. Do you know if the person who has been arrested was living in Dallas or was stationed somewhere else?
It's still very early in the investigation, and those details we have not yet confirmed. While we have some idea, we don't want to speculate, so we'll issue that information when we confirm it and determine it to be reliable.
Yes.
Lauren Taylor with CBS Austin News photographer. It was said yesterday you guys have drone footage. Is that going to be available for the media or just for the public in general?
We typically don't release any information that we collect until our investigation is completed, or at least a year until the docket is released. So right now, anyone interested can submit a FOIA request, and when the investigation is completed, we will honor it.
Is there any more information you can share about the victims? Are you sharing any names yet, or anyone injured, or how? Will you share how everyone's doing?
The question is, can we share any more information about the victim? Austin Police department would be able to provide you with that information.
Last question.
How much of an impact did the multiple construction barriers and lack of shoulder space have in contributing to this crash?
The question is, how much, repeat it one more time?
Sorry. How much of an impact did the multiple construction barriers and lack of shoulder space have in contributing to this crash?
The question is, how much has the multiple traffic barriers contributed to this crash?
The design of the work zone in the roadway, that is a definite focus of this comprehensive investigation. Our highway investigator is something that they will gather information on, and when it's time to release information about that, we'll make that available.
Thank you, everyone.